Oh, hello guys, welcome back. So I kind of got a lesson and it feels timely. So two videos today. One is a dude's 100th birthday. Remember the gentleman I said about sending him cards? Well, it's his 100th birthday today. I really haven't looked up anything on it yet because I've been trying to decompress today. The saga of the thing I need that hasn't arrived is continuing. And all day long I tried to be positive and upbeat, and it seemed like everything was like coming together today because I would get 11, 12, 12, 2, 3, 3, 3. Did not didn't get anything this time, but I would just casually look at the clock and I would get all these numbers and I'm like, okay, I'm in line, I'm doing what I have to do. Long story short, there's an experience over on Patreon for you patrons about skunk. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, skunk can have two meanings. One is like don't be a doormat, which is exactly part of the problem because and this feels timely. Um when you run a channel, you can start to worry, what are people going to think and everything else, and before you know it, you find you kind of living your life for your channel, which is the wrong way to do it. You don't mean to, but you find yourself doing it. So we're just kind of like taking borders and security down, so to speak, because you can put up too much security. You can be too safe in your life. You can be so safe that you're not going anywhere and you wonder why, because you've locked yourself in this tiny little area and you're safe here, but the universe, Loki, God, Buddha, no one is going to give you something that you won't take. So if Loki's trying to say, hand you something you've been praying for, casting spells for, or whatever, and you're too afraid to take it and you're doing this, he can't give it to you. He can't give it to you. So as we're working on this, and as I'm thinking about, what was the lesson in this thing? What is the universe screaming at me to learn? And it's, you can put up too many borders. You can worry too much about what will your viewers think, what will the gods think, what will my ancestors think, whatever. And you start trying to be a people pleaser and you start trying to live your life in a way that makes everybody else happy, if only because they will then leave you alone. Maybe that's why you're doing it. And you can't live your life that way. You can't always be overly safe. Now, I did not say be reckless, go in and swear at your boss or flip off your teacher and see what happens. I did not say that, but you can't also be too safe. We have to find a healthy balance. So, the saga continues, and I'm like, well, I do have a little more time I can wait, but then I truly do have to take action. And the weird thing was, it seemed like everything was lining up, so I thought that meant that, like, today this would be resolved, but it's not. And I think it's just the universe has been like, you're not paying attention. I'm telling you, you're protecting, because this revolves around being too protected by outside forces. They're trying to do the right thing, but they're protecting me too much. It's like if you have an antivirus that goes haywire on your computer and protects you too much and won't let you do anything, or if you have a security system and for some reason every time you breathe your security system's going off. It's the same exact thing. You don't want too much protection, you want just enough. You can't have too much protection, You can have too much protection to the point where nothing gets done because you're being protected for your own good. And I'm used to this particular thing I'm dealing with. They are protective, but they're too protective. It's like, I understand, and too protective in a way, you're like, well, I guess that's good, but then anytime you actually need to do something, it's like, you're way too protective. You're way too difficult. I'm here in person dealing with it. It's me. I have proof. And sometimes you still can't get it done. So I'm learning from the universe, stop trying to protect yourself from getting hurt. Stop trying to live this kind of Nordic life to try to please viewers or try to force it to be Loki or try to force it to be Odin. Because today was Totem Day. All the totems are coming forward and going, you know what? Here's a lesson. And in other news, it feels like the house is really settled because I've been running around like crazy today. I was like, okay, because I even went out just to go out randomly to go see if there's anything to film out there. And I met the mailman. So even though all my timing seems perfect today, it didn't come and I did get mad and I threw a little foxy fit. Excuse me. But I cleaned all day. I vacuumed, I mopped the floors, I continued the saga with this rug that I think this rug was possessed by some kind of dirt entity. And I'm doing everything I can to get the house sparkling clean. And not only to prepare for fall and winter, and prepare for sowing, but just like I'm like, well, the universe is giving me a lot of time on my hands where I can go absolutely do nowhere and do absolutely nothing. So I might as well get everything I can done. And then when I have this done, I don't have all this stuff building up, because me being resentful and saying I'm not going to do it until I get my way would just mean I'd have all this work to do after. And the house just feels like the house is happy too, because I was just going around like crazy today, washing dishes, mopping floors, running the vacuum, dealing with these rugs, doing all this other stuff. And it was like the house, like the spirit of the house was like, okay, that's a lot. You can stop now. You can stop. But it just felt like one of those days where all these chores jumped out of nowhere, and you have those days as an adult. Don't grow up ever. Um, but that felt timely of, kind of finding that balance between being protected, but don't protect yourself to the point where you're not living your life. And, learning a balance between don't be a doormat, but don't be angry either, because Skunk also carries that lesson of don't go out and be aggressive in this thing because it's not going to work for you. Just, be calm, have some patience, and it'll work out. But you can read about that. Yeah, read about that. Watch that over on Patreon. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.